Hi there, welcome to week 4. This is the coaching session for week 4, and I'm going to talk to you about buffing. Last week we talked a lot about boosting and about all the effects boosting hormones have on our body. And today I'm going to talk about buffing. Now, buffing is typically what we call the sweet happiness time of the month. It's the first half of the month after you're pretty much done having your period, so cycle days 5 through about day 18. So on a typical 28-day cycle, it's basically the beginning of the month, and it's the time of the month where you start feeling super focused. And the mindset of the buffing phase is it's time to hit it hard. It's time to diet hard. It's time to get after it. It's just for 2 weeks, and basically you can do anything for 2 weeks, right? So you just finished boosting, so you've boosted your metabolism, and now it's time to shed weight. So we're really focusing on dieting hard. Overall weight loss is the goal, and chances are you've been mentally preparing for this, and now you're ready to hit it hard. You had a little bit of a break, and so what we want to do is we want to go into more of a dieting state, which means reducing your caloric intake and actually really trying to be in a negative caloric balance. So you're going to be a little hungry, maybe, especially the first couple of days as your body gets used to that lower caloric intake. So be staunch. The good thing about this time of the month, you have really a lot of mental focus and a lot of determination to work hard in your workouts. So really be relentless in your workouts. Hit them hard. Try to be extra intense. Try to be really sweating and breathing hard and using aerobic activity. More go faster. Higher intensity. And maybe even longer, add extra cardio to your workout. So basically, we all know that during the first half of the month, like I said, our motivation is high. We're typically more happy, we're focused, we're more driven a lot of times. We feel thinner because we've just shed water weight from our hormones releasing in our body, and your clothes are fitting better. And also your appetite isn't as strong during this time of the month, which is nice because then you don't have to be struggling so hard with your diet. It's a lot easier to stick to a diet regimen this time of the month. It's also a great time to start a new program. I like to start people with a buffing phase, and the rule is when in doubt, buff. So say, for instance, a new client comes to me and they say, well, I don't know where my hormones are, and I say, well, just start with buffing. So you start with buffing, and then from there you go into your 2 weeks of buffing followed by 2 weeks of boosting. Then you adjust from there once you do find out where your hormones are at. So it's very smart to push ourselves during this time of the month because that's what our bodies are designed to do at this time of the month. Your body's going to respond amazingly, and you're going to see some huge progress during buffing. Hormonal timing really takes this into account, and you need to really plan on making good progress during these 2 weeks. And it's the time of the month for you to really hit it hard. Now, physically, there's a ton of really cool things going on in our bodies at this time. Your body is in a catabolic mode. It wants to break down. You have less hormones in your system, including estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So you need to be aware of this. And you also need to do what you can to protect your body from breaking down too much. You can do different things by supplementation, making sure that you're getting in extra amino acids, make sure you're taking some anti-inflammatory type things like and also antioxidants like vitamin C, fish oil. CoQ10 is a great one. CLA is a great one. Making sure that you're not cutting down too much and making sure that you are eating enough protein so that your body isn't eating itself, because it wants to break itself down really a lot at this time of the month. It's also a lot easier to do a little more cardio during this time of the month, so I'd encourage you, to make sure you're doing your warm-ups. Make sure you're doing a full 10-minute warm-up before your workout. Afterwards, make sure you're doing your intervals. Make sure you're doing them intense. And every once in a while, if you have extra energy, you can tack on maybe 20 minutes of just steady cardio after your intervals, or you can maybe, go for a walk later on in the afternoon. Just, anything and everything, a little bit extra here and there to add to that caloric deficit. Now, one thing that's important to note with that is that you need to do things that are stimulating your testosterone production, because your hormones are lower. you need to make sure that you are still lifting heavy enough. You know, circuit training is great and all that, and you want to keep that aerobic component in there, but you still want to make sure that you're challenging those muscles so that they do produce your positive hormones like testosterone. Same thing with intervals. If you're not, a great thing to integrate during buffing is sprinting. Sprinting will help release anabolic hormones in your body. So we're doing things to negate the fact that our hormones are lower at that time of the month, and helping ourselves to produce those hormones even during buffing. So now it's important to note that your body does need a caloric deficit to lose weight. So you need to make sure that you're not eating too much, but just enough. So really focus on proteins and greens, and kind of limit the amount of carbs you're getting in. Try to limit the treats, and you'll see your body really respond to that. And you really want to focus on being perfect during buffing. This is the time of the month for you to diet hard and to see progress. And really, but I want to make sure that it's not a license to starve yourself. You need to make sure that you are fueling yourself enough for your workouts so you can have effective workouts, and so you don't get sick, because if you get sick, you're only going to go backwards. Also, you don't want to, if you're cutting down calories too hard, you could set yourself up for really getting fatigued and overtrained, and also you could set yourself up for injury. So you've got to make sure that you do eat enough, but just make sure you're in a caloric deficit. So one final interesting thing during buffing is to keep in mind that you will ovulate during your buffing phase. So this is like a little tiny PMS, and you need to be aware of this, because the scale will go up. You will have PMS-like symptoms for maybe 1 day or two, and as long as you make sure that you're aware of this and you know when it's coming, you're going to have really about 3 or 4 really good days after ovulation before you're going to officially start boosting. So make sure that you're aware of that. Everyone's different on when they ovulate. I ovulate sometimes on day 10, and sometimes that's on day 14. It just depends on your body and on which ovary is ovulating. So just keep that in mind, and know that buffing is really a lot of fun. It's fun to see those changes in our body. You have to work for it, and know it's only for 2 weeks, and then after the 2 weeks you get a boost. So have fun with it, and just let me know if you ever have any questions about buffing or about boosting. Take care. Bye-bye.